What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
Yeah. Shout out to the Free Thinkers. What's going on?
Yeah, man. So we got Stogie T just dropped a new album, right?
EP looks like. It looks like an EP in
The Emperor of Sheep.
The Emperor of Sheep. It's
Yeah,
an EP
man.
that's in sort of a lead up to his album that he's going to be dropping in 2020. And we just needed to get back to Stogie T, man. We were really,
After that
really
freestyle?
Listen,
That
we
shit
were
was crazy.
really impressed, man, with that freestyle, and it really opened our eyes to just the talent that
man.
Africa has, man.
Yeah, man.
And since that point, I've checked out a few artists. I don't know if Ryan has. I've checked out Nasty C, little freestyles from a few artists, and man, I'm impressed with the talent in South Africa, man. So I'm excited about delving more into that that area, man, and seeing what they have to offer. But we had to go back to Stogie T, and we were like, okay, this is a great opportunity to really see, what he's all about, what he's got going on, So
Yeah, as far as that EP and all that kind of stuff. Yep.
So
absolutely.
the Empire Sheep. So just to give you guys a quick breakdown, I love that he put this out here to kind of give context to the project. I wish more artists did this. It's saying the Empire Sheep is an EP. It's an apogee of countless hours of conversation between Stogie T and his mother, who was an a guerrilla war fighter there, and many men and women that participated in the armed struggle against the fascist apartheid regime of South Africa. Damn!
That's crazy. That's some real struggle going on over there.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
In this impromptu brief body of work, Stogie skillfully carries the heroic, treacherous, ugly, beautiful love stories of black men and women who took up arms against the nuclear state in pursuit of freedom and won an improbable victory. Ultimately, he adeptly tells of their disappointments at what freedom has meant for the majority of African people in this land. Through his voice, the ghosts of our ancestors bemoan the Empire Sheep, sometimes known as the dominance of mediocrity and the weak. So the EP is a placeholder for his album coming up in 2020, as I mentioned. So that's a really, really good premise for us.
That's a dope cause, though. It's not just about making music, which is dope about that.
Absolutely, man. And it's real. It's real to him.
Man.
It's a unique perspective, so I'm excited about this one. Love and War seems to be the one that's kind of doing its thing. You guys kind of told us to do this one, so let's check it out.
Yeah, man.
Stogie T, Love and War featuring Lucille, Slade.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Light skin, thin slight build, he took a liking. This a lightning striking, twice sting. Wife, kids back at home, can't judge him, no, nigga, life's real. Might think he a Casanova, he a Viking. Different time, he was fighting wars against the fascists. Live or die, calculate the odds, it was frightening. Silver line, somewhere in the clouds, real love lives. Finish line, one of them would die, these are not wins. Love and war like twins with similar feels. The champions of the free, a prisoner still. She couldn't wait 10 years, a woman must live. He put that pain in his tears and couldn't forgive. The radical militant womanizer saved the movement, turn a blind eye to and sanitize stature. All the structures that might fracture when the sculptures of icons are patched up afterwards.
Kings and queens, all alike. Never forget you're the daughter of his might. Never small, you are a king and queen in this life. Never forget you're the son who brings more light. Be the savor nation.
We'll go back to the chorus, you know what I mean? But
man. He's snapping
there's
off,
no
isn't
way
he?
we could just not go back to this first verse, man. God. It's interesting that the title of the song is Love and War, and I'm trying to factor in kind of what we just read about the EP. You know what I mean? Understanding kind of where he was going with this, just to make sure that we're remotely relevant to where he's going. Because obviously this is him sort of, getting inside the minds of the people who were sort of fighting during the apartheid. Like he said, his mom was a ex-guerrilla warfare fighter, you know what I mean? Kind of fighting against the fascist government. But these are like their individual stories as they were going through that is what it seemed like. So the first verse, he said, light skin, then thin, slight build. He took a liking. This is a lightning striking twice sting. Wife, kids back at home. Can't judge him, no, niggas, life's real. Might think he a Casanova, he's a Viking. So he started it by saying that. So I don't know if this is from the perspective of the soldier.
Yeah.
Who's away from home. He's in war essentially, right? But he happened to maybe along the way find someone in the midst of going through war. Maybe it's just maybe infidelity is what he's kind of touching on there. we'll kind of like break it down in a little bit more detail as we go along. But it just seems like it's following a soldier he's got a wife and kid back home. He's fighting for freedom, right, against the fascist government. But, at the same time, I guess he has needs. I don't know. Not that I hate when motherfuckers say that. I got needs. Because he said you can't judge him. Nigga's life is real. That's what he says. So it's almost like it seems to be accepted that this soldier is out here sleeping.
But he's also a soldier, though.
He's a soldier.
Because you can't judge him because he's fighting for a cause. So it's maybe the lightning strike twice thing is what he's saying there. Maybe it's infidelity, but at the same time, he's still fighting for something for his country. Yeah. So it's real. So could you really judge him?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You could, but I understand. I understand that's the beauty of it, right? Because you can make an argument like you could. Yeah, you could. But that's what he's saying though. He's saying what you're saying. Like you can't. How can you really judge someone?
I'm out here for a cause
that's fighting and putting his life on the line for the greater good, right? But at the same time, from the wife's perspective, I mean that's great, but I don't want you to destroy our family unit so it's a complex story, which is why I'm fascinated by this.
But at the end of the day, though, man, you got to get some trim, man. If you're about to die, right? I mean, you got. I mean, you're fighting a war, right? You might die tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? You may not get back to your wife and kids, so at the least you can cut them a little bit of slack for getting a little bit of ass on the side.
It's a perspective. That's a perspective. I get it. I can kind of understand that, but I think when he said light skin, thin, slight build, he took a lightning. This is a lightning strike twice thing. I think maybe that also could be interpreted by just she's got a slight build and she's light skinned. Oh, this is like lightning striking twice. I gotta jump on this opportunity. I gotta get this girl. You know what I mean? This is like once in a lifetime for me to sleep with this woman.
Skins.
You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. Let's get back to it. That was really dope, really well written. And let's get back to where that chorus started.
Oh, bring on the trumpet.
The brave stories in the history books, but slain soldier uniform and dirty laundry's what the widow took. Love child with the village hooker, the scandals hidden in the nook. Hush now, nigga shush. Medals for bravery, bronze star for the crook. Alienated the odd child they forsook. He looks like him, but he don't get a look. You judge him, but soon they will salute the freedom fighting. Titan, hero, knight and shining, camouflage, battle scar, and everybody pulls a struggle card. Cause from afar there's some charm in the mushroom cloud, but when the dust settles, that's still an atom bomb. Love and war like a double-edged cotton saw. Martin Luther had a floozy, Hoover was recording. My papa died for a freedom that I now enjoy, but left some frightening demons we ain't recover from. What?
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, you know what, man? He had a lot of heavy shit in this verse, though. And I'm factoring in that second verse to what he was saying in the first verse, right? Because he's talking about this bastard child, I think, that a soldier had with a woman that he wasn't with, obviously, right? Outside of the confines of marriage. And I'm looking at what he said in the first verse, which I thought was really profound. He said the radical militant womanizer saved the movement and turn a blind eye to insanitized stature. So the radical militant womanizer, right? So that to me confirms that this is essentially telling the story of a soldier who is fighting for a cause, but of course he's a womanizer at the same time.
Correct.
Right? And it says sanitized stature. Sanitized stature. Essentially just trying to clean up the image of the soldier. Like you kind of know what they're doing behind the scenes, cheating on their wives. They're out here having bastard children outside of the confines of marriage, but everyone's turning a blind eye to it, for that greater good, because he's fighting for a cause, kind of like what we've been talking about. So cool perspective. We'll let the song finish, but we'll dig into a little bit more of that. He said some pretty heavy stuff there. Let's get back to it.
My papa died for a freedom that I now enjoy, but left some frightening demons we ain't recover from. What?
For life, never forget you're a daughter of his might, never small, you are a king and queen in this life. Never forget you're a son who brings more light here to save a nation. Oh, bring on the trumpet sounds. Oh, bring on the trumpet sounds.
knows where that sample's from, let us know. Because I've heard that in a few songs. I've heard that kind of chopped up in a way, like Ryan said, maybe Mask Off, Future. I've heard that somewhere, though. That's a hard sample.
Yeah, it is, man.
You know,
it is.
It has sort of a, I don't know, it's a sobering feel to it. You know what I mean? It's interesting. And
man.
that was cool that he had a little solo in there as well at the end.
Yeah, the end, yeah.
You know, there's a lot in here, man. There's a lot to break down.
There's a lot in this song, man. And I got to give it up to Stogie T, man. The dude can actually rap his ass off, man. And he's actually rapping for more so a cause. And I said it at the beginning, man. And that's kind of... as I was going through the song, that's kind of like the theme that I see from him, man. It's not just rapping for the sake of rapping, George's line, right? It's more so for a cause and meaning behind it. Yep. And I think that's beautiful, man. But just to kind of touch on some of the lines that I liked a lot in here, man. The freedom fighting titan, hero knight in shining camouflage. You know, and it's usually, you know, a knight in shining armor, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you're saluting that person, so there's honor and there's a certain level of
esteem.
Yeah, esteem and all that kind of stuff when it comes to talking about someone that's fighting for your country, right? But it's camouflage in darkness too as well, which is what I liked about that a lot. I think that's kind of the theme of this song, right? It's almost like, yeah, he's great, but or he or she, right, is great. This person fighting for their country, but there is some underlying garbage and negativity there as well.
Because they're human, right? He drew parallels to Martin Luther King in this as well. He specifically said Martin Luther King, you know, he had Coretta Scott King. This is a man that was doing amazing things for humanity. But he had women on his side as well. So it, to me, just speaks to the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, we're imperfect beings. You know what I mean? Regardless of, you can do amazing things here, but do not so good things here, you know? And I think that's a fascinating take.
Yeah, man. And it's another line that I liked a lot here too as well, to piggyback on that, George. He said, a charm in a mushroom cloud, but when the dust settles, it's still an atom bomb. So charm in a mushroom cloud. Mushroom cloud is what you see after a bomb, right? You know, so it's devastation, right? But at the same time, there's charm in it, right? Because at the same time, this person is fighting for a war. But when the dust settles, it's still devastation.
That's right.
You're still leaving people hurt in your wake, even though you're supposed to be fighting for a greater cause to help people, but you're still hurting people at the same time.
Which is where the parallels of love and war come in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing with love. You can be in love, you can have a family that you love and you care about, right? But at the same time, love can be devastating, depending on it can destroy people. Right? Like war. It's charming and it's charm and love too, obviously, right? It's charm and war, right? In that you're fighting for your country, right? But also you're destroying other lives at the same time. So tying in the mushroom cloud metaphor that you just touched on, Ryan, which was great. He ended the song by saying, my papa died for a freedom that I enjoy, but left some frightening demons we ain't recovered from, right? So tying into that metaphor, right? It's like the charm in the romanticism in war and winning a war, but after that dust settles, you got to look at the results, and you look at the economies destroyed. Fathers and mothers and people are dead and taken away from their families, and you have to reflect on what's been done. So while, you know, this man is out fighting a war and you know, being sort of this figure that's put on a pedestal for his community, and is looked at as this great hero, he's got some demons. Right.
It's almost a love-hate relationship, right? You gotta admire and respect what that person did, but at the same time, you can't take the good without the bad. There's some bad there as well. Absolutely.
And there's the demons, right? He's got these demons that he's left, you know, his family to deal with. The fact that, hey, I love you. You're a hero. I love you. I look up to you. Same thing with the wife. I love you. I look up to you, but you cheated on me though. You know what I'm saying? And you had a bastard love child with other women that we have to deal with after this war.
But you didn't have to want for nothing though. I took care of you your whole life.
Yes, exactly. Or we could just be slaves and, you know what I mean, and live under a fascist government. So you pick or choose, right? Which is fascinating. Right, and then another line in here when he said when the sculptures of icons are patched up after. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I think that speaks
all
volumes.
the structures might have fractured. Right? But the sculptures of icons are patched
up after. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool. So like, even though these structures, it's just a metaphor for saying that there's chinks in the armor here of these heroes, but we patch them up and we overlook those chinks because of the amazing things that they did, right? So I think that's a fascinating perspective. I thought he did a beautiful job. And guys, look, man, we know that this video is not going to get a shit ton of views, you know what I mean? But we just really appreciate artists that really, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Giving interesting creative perspectives, writing at a very high level. This is poetry, man.
Yes, sir.
It's done. This is rap at a very high level, man. And we just hope that, you know, at some point, man, stuff like this we could at least create a little bit more balance. Everybody, I know we like to turn up. Everybody likes to turn up, but we want to see more balance, man. We want to see stuff like this get a little bit more recognition. So
because it's well deserved.
Yep.
It's well deserved. You know what I'm saying?
Stogie T is incredible.
Yeah,
Stogie T at this point, I don't even need to hear that much more. This is like maybe the second song I've heard from Stogie T. I can tell you right now, he's up there with the best in the game, period, in the world.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, he's the truth. So salute to Stogie T. And we're gonna do some other stuff from him. I know he's got an album coming out in 2020. We'll be touching that.
Yes, sir.
And you know, we'll be on the lookout for him, man.
Yeah,
and I want y'all to check out that EP, man. Give us some feedback on it when you guys check it out. All right, guys, that's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan Lost to Vegas.
We out.
We out.